Hey everyone, welcome to the Queen of Ark, your go-to channel for all things Ark Survival Ascended. And today we are going to do a bug. So somebody on our map has a bug trapped, and as you can see, one of my beautiful Brontos is already knocked up, and we are going to go get the other one done. So this one has a craving in 2 seconds, so let's just wait for a moment. It wants free a curry, so super simple. Go to your refrigerator. You don't have to put this in your last slot like you do when you're taming. You just have to have it in your inventory. Then you hold the action button. On the PlayStation, it's triangle, and it'll show you the wheel. And over on the right-hand side is feed free a curry. So first craving is done. All right, so what you need for the bug is a Bronto, a Rex, or something along those lines, a Pheromone, and here we go. Okay, so you're going to come into where the bug is. Now, the first thing you have to do is get her health low. All right, so she is pretty low. However, it needs to be lower. So we are just going to shoot her one time. It's still not low enough, but I don't want to do too much damage, so I'm going to use an actual slingshot. So here we go with that. All right. Whoever thought they would have made this slingshot relevant in this game? It's so great. The reason you do the slingshot is because it doesn't do that much damage. So here we go. All right. So we're going to throw out the Bronto. And then you're going to feed it the Pheromone. You're going to force feed it the Pheromone. So we'll throw the Bronto out. Force feed him or her the Pheromone. You get the Pheromone from the male bugs. You have to kill the male bugs. So now you see she's glowing pink. That means, or he's glowing pink. That means that the pheromone is in it. And look at that. It is already pregnant. You can tell that it's incubating when it starts to glow orange. And then right here it says incubation time remaining, 3 hours, 57 minutes. And then red will have a craving in 37 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's all you do, guys. It is literally that simple. So I am going to take the Bronto back to the base. And then I will be back with you for the first craving. All right, guys, so the first craving is coming. We've got 30 seconds left. Now, it can be anything from a dodo egg to gasoline to a Hesperornis egg to a giga egg. In fact, my other Bronto wants a giga egg, so I threw out my females to hopefully have one of them pop out an egg for me. And then we are almost ready to do this imprint. 6 seconds. And let's see. It wants Kalen soup. All right, nice and simple. I should have some. Kalen soup right there. So you don't have to put it in your hotbar like you do when you're taming. You just have it in your inventory. Hold triangle. Bring up your wheel on the PlayStation, and then over to the right, feed red the Kalen soup. So there we go. And now we will be back in 38 minutes for the next craving. And one thing to think of too is sometimes you don't have the craving it needs, and you just hope that the map will help you. I'm on a really good server where everybody is super helpful, so they do help us a lot if you don't have it. And we are just waiting for this next craving to happen. And let's see what we got. Giant bee honey. I have it. So we'll go over to our greenhouse. I have our greenhouse without stairs, so you literally just use the quick teleport. If you want to know how to do that, check out my video on that. go to the bee, grab a honey out. Next craving in 38 minutes. And we are getting ready for the third craving. We got 47 seconds to go. And then just one thing to know also, don't get attached to your Bronto, because when the bug pops out, it does kill it. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It's not like you're going to keep the Bronto after. Unfortunately, it doesn't survive the pregnancy. Let's see, 25 seconds to go. And then this is the way that these cravings work are very similar to leveling up with the Reaper. It's to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck, if you will, for leveling. And then you still do have to do imprints when you're raising it. But the other thing to know is that it pops out a juvenile. It's not a baby when it pops out. And then you claim it. So here we go. It wants a sweet veggie cake. That is so great. So simple. I will do a video on sweet veggie cakes on how to make them, because you need them for certain tames. And they're really good for PvP to put them into berry tame dinos that are soakers, for example. It will heal them really well. So there we go. Sweet veggie cake is fed. All right, next craving is in 38 minutes, and we will be back. All right, guys, we have 1 minute left on our final craving. And then what'll happen is we will come back after that. It'll be about 45 minutes, I think. And we will watch the bug pop on out of this Bronto. And unfortunately, the Bronto will not survive. All right, we are at 14 seconds. And then here we go with the final craving. And of course, it's a Hesperonychus egg. And this is what I was talking about. If you don't have something, ask the server. I have a really good server, so fingers crossed. I got an egg coming. Here we go. The other thing to consider, everybody, is that each server has their own Discord, and it's really useful to be a part of the Discord because the people are super helpful in there most of the time, especially on PvE servers. So one of my lovely friends on the Discord is coming with a golden egg for my final craving. And here is my Queen in shining armor. All right, guys, 41 minutes until this hatches, and we will be back. So this is when it gets a little scary. So what happens is you need to get a Daedon. If you don't have a Daedon, that's okay. You want to force feed the Bronto right at the end. So the thing is that its health drops really, really fast. And it used to be where if you just left it be, it would be fine. Now, not so much. They haven't fixed it yet. So that's okay. So we just have to make it work. So you can do a couple of things. You can force feed it berries. You can use an owl, but you cannot freeze it when it's going to hatch. So what you need to do is heal it with the owl like before. You can put veggie cakes in it to help heal it a little bit. So I will put a veggie cake in when there is about 2 minutes left, and then we are going to force heal it with the Daedon until it pops out. The other thing you want to make sure you do is whistle passive so your tames don't attack the bug, because it will pop out wild. And then if you have turrets, make sure the turrets are turned off as well so it doesn't kill your bug. And then right above the Bronto's name, you will see the countdown. So we've got 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And then in just a minute, I'm going to put that veggie cake in. I just don't want to do it too fast because it only does a really quick heal. The health goes down so fast. So I just want to make sure we don't do it too soon. So we will put, it's under 2 minutes. Now we'll put that veggie cake in. Then you can see the health goes up. But watch how fast it goes right back down. So it's healing, healing, healing. See that? The veggie cake works for such a little while, and then it's going to start to drop again. Okay, so at the 1 minute mark, we're going to turn the Daedon on. Now, you can either force the Daedon to heal, or you can turn passive healing on. All right, so let me turn that off. L2 turns it on and off. If you go off of it and hold triangle, you can just enable passive healing and the Daedon will just heal. So this is just going to keep this alive for the last minute. That's all we need. 48 seconds to go. The other thing to know with the Daedon is you want to make sure that it has food or its food is full, because the healing process is really, really draining on the food and it won't heal when it's starving. 20 seconds to go. Whistle passive just to make sure. My turrets over there are turned off. Final 10 seconds. Here it goes. Oh, it came out so cool. Nice colors. It got the colors of the Bronto, which is so cool. And it came out with 3,700 weight to start. So that's what you really want on bugs, is the weight. All right, guys. So that is the process for the bugs. Now, it's already a juvenile, so you can just put it right on trough. You don't have to worry about force feeding it or anything. As you see, I don't know if you noticed, but at the bag there is this essence, it's called. This is a new thing that was added when Ascended came out. And on Scorched Earth, there's a dinosaur called an Oasisaur. And I will do a video on taming one of those. It's, once again, a very unique tame. But if you take your dead dino in 24 hours, that only lasts for 24 hours, and put it in the Oasisaur, you can bring it back to life. Which is kind of cool. But we will do a video on that another time. So anyway, that is the bug from beginning to end, except for the raising. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see. Thanks so much.